We are up and early once again. Today we are catching the LD1 bus into Denver to do some local rail fanning in the area. I will be using exclusively public transportation to get around the Denver metro area with the hope of finding trains. The day started off great. I had hardly left the house and there was already a train. It's an empty coal train bound for the Powder River Basin. I didn't stick around for the rear, as the bus was almost here, but here's a quick shot of the DPs in the distance. We wait at the Main Street and 3rd Avenue bus stop. Downtown Longmont still has its Christmas lights up, even though it was a month after Christmas. Routes 324 and LD1 are here. We will be taking the LD1, which gets us into downtown Denver. It's a quiet morning on the bus, which is fine by me.
US 287 and Colorado 52.
As we get closer to Denver, the sun starts to rise more and more. The Denver skyline dominates the sky with pride. We made it to Denver Union Station. It's just before rush hour at Union Station, with a nice quiet atmosphere to begin our day. Amtrak's Winter Park Express is getting ready to depart Denver, ready to hit the slopes at Winter Park and Fraser. It's a Friday morning, so naturally it's a busy day for the ski train crew. I want to head west a bit to catch the ski train, so I will hop on the next G line to Arvada. Both my train and the ski train depart Union Station at about the same time. Luckily, we don't have to deal with hand-throw switches or freight trains, so we were able to get ahead of the ski train by a good margin. It's a beautiful sunrise this morning. Just an absolutely amazing way to start the day. The morning pink glow of the mountains hit different when you're up this early, which usually I am not.
Arvada Gold Strike Station. Please do not lock the doors and kindly move to the center of the train to make room for boarding passengers.
I got off at the Arvada Gold Strike station. where an eastbound BNSF oil train is waiting for the ski train. Moments later, the ski train would arrive. It wouldn't be long till our BNSF oil can would start moving east into Denver. This was a slight problem, because the next eastbound G line wasn't due for another 10 minutes, so it's likely we won't catch up. That's not stopping me though. The next eastbound G line showed up right on time. Unfortunately, it was too late, as the train was already tied down at Fox. I did spot this loaded coal train headed southbound on the joint line, so I hoped to catch a southbound light rail train to get me down in time to catch it. I got to Union Station in time to see the DPUs, but unfortunately, it would be too long until the next southbound light rail departure, and this coal train was already hauling. So, I had to think about what to do. One of my homies told me about a westbound oil train coming up the Limon subdivision, so I hopped on the next A line to Central Park Station. Getting off at Central Park Station, we capture a westbound A line. My friend informed me that trains actually stop here to wait for authority into Denver, so I hopped on the next eastbound A line and took it to Peoria Station. The westbound UP train soon came into view. We also hear them release their track warrant on the Limon Sub.
Wait, what's that track warrant number? 65-56. 65-56, I'm ready for your release.
Alright, both engineer and conductor agree, no switches were used. Clear up track warrant number 65-56. Clock at 3 from Limon.
Okay, understand no main track switches were used. Conductor and engineer agree. You're clear track number 65-56, CP7388, limits Limon to CPK 625, main track Limon Sub. Limits reported clear at 921-0921, BRB Dillon, over.
Still 65-56.
is correct. You dispatch out.
2.6, no defect. Total axle, 282, train speed 21, MTA, temperature 36 degrees, sector out.
You hold up. Green River's doubling up right now. As soon as he starts rolling out, I'll call you to bring you around.
All right.
You got a thing.
Thank you.
My friend wasn't lying. Trains do indeed stop here. If you heard over the radio earlier, the North Yard to Green River, Wyoming manifest train is on its way out of Denver, so I wanted to try and catch that. I ran back to Peoria Station and just barely caught the next westbound.
Next stop, 40th and Colorado Station.
I took it to 40th and Colorado Station, where I would catch bus route 49. I took the 49 to Holly Street and Colorado Highway 2 and ran to the Fairfax Park. And there goes the NYGR. That's unfortunate. Luckily, my backup plan was to catch Amtrak. BNSF's Brush subdivision is right here as well, and a late Amtrak 5 was closing in, so I got in position for that. Local 53 did make a quick appearance though. It seems to be switching out Adams Yard and Commerce City.
No defects. Repeat, no defects. Total axle 40 out.
After a little bit of a wait, here comes Amtrak 5. A BNSF local comes out of Irondale following directly behind our Amtrak. I believe this is the Roggen job, which, believe it or not, doesn't actually go to Roggen. It just switches around Irondale. Once the local was clear, I walked back up to the Limon Sub to see if anything was coming. Sure enough, this little blue switcher popped out of nowhere. This little engine switches cars around Ardent Mills and Commerce City Grain. I'm not sure what the reporting mark of this unit is, nor who owns it, but I believe it's some sort of SW switcher locomotive. Other than the switcher, nothing was happening on the UP quite yet, but my bud told me about a Green River to North Yard manifest coming down. Meanwhile, BNSF had a couple more trains it wanted to deliver. First off was the Lincoln to Denver manifest train. You can tell this train came from Nebraska, with only one unit on the head end and one on the rear. Almost immediately after the Linden passed, I heard a horn on the UP. Panic struck me thinking it was the Green River, but thankfully it was just a light engine move coming from Rolla. I noticed another headlight in the distance on the BN, so I got set up. This train was the Spokane, Washington to Alliance, Texas, quote-unquote, intermodal train. Clouds are beginning to take shape along the Front Range, and they aren't being very nice, as you'll see here. The Green River manifest was starting to get closer, so I got set up at the Adams Hold signal.
Dispatch 378, UP 5667, signal indication momentarily. Thanks, guys. Gotcha.
One short wait later, and the GRNY comes into view.
Approach 636.
Well, it's starting to get late. Luckily, a bus stop isn't too far from here, so I walked on over to that. And hey, a bus is here. We are taking this bus to the Commerce City train station, where we will hop on the next southbound N line to Union Station.
Union Station arriving in 4 minutes on track 1.
It's already arrived. At Union Station, we will take the next LD1 back home. Or so we thought. Right as I got to Union Station, my radio was lighting up about a southbound Union Pacific train coming down the joint line, so I posted up on the windy Millennium Bridge. Not too much longer, and our southbound UP train pops around the corner. Turns out, this is actually a BNSF train interchange from the UP at North Yard. It's taking windmill parts to someplace in New Mexico, if I recall correctly. Still, close enough to a daylight UP train on the joint line, which is a pretty uncommon sight in the modern era. Unfortunately, it is time to go. We are taking the LD1 back to Longmont. It is bound for Hoover and Boston, a head sign you haven't seen since the COVID-19 pandemic. Longmont's regional bus terminus was Hoover and Boston during peak hours, but when COVID-19 hit, all service to Hoover and Boston was cut, except for 2 outbound LD1s in the morning. At the beginning of 2025, service was boosted on the LD1, providing 6 total round trips a day, as opposed to the original 2. Inbound buses are also restored to serve Hoover Street for the first time in 5 years.
LD1, Hoover and Boston. Attention passengers, strollers must be collapsed prior to boarding. Thank you.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon, along the Front Range and beyond. Goodbye.